year 4. It is our English lesson this morning, and we are going to go through how we go from a plan like this one into an actual story. So first, let's have a look at my plan. Mine might be a bit different to yours, and that's okay. If you really struggled with coming up with a plan yesterday, you can use my plan. That's all right. I will upload it with the link to this video. So let's go through my plan first. Let's move this video a little bit so we can see. So my main character is Sammy, and Sammy is a bit sneaky, a bit adventurous. She's sly as fox because she is a thief, and she is going to go down into those tombs and raid them. So she's going to steal all the gold that's down there. So the opening of my story, I want it to get into the action and the interesting bits quite quickly. So the start of my story is going to be her creeping inside that tomb. And the problem, so we start to get a few problems as she's trying to find the gold. There's going to be traps inside the tomb, so she's going to have to sneak round them or try and turn them off. So we're going to have a few paragraphs about the traps that are in her way and stopping her from getting to the gold. The dilemma, so the big problem, is going to be that when she steals the gold, it's cursed and the mummy wakes up and tries to attack her and tries to get all that gold back. So the resolution is that all the treasure has to be put back to undo the curse, so she doesn't actually steal anything in the end. And at the end of the story, I'm going to make Sammy into a good guy. She's going to become an Egyptologist, and she's going to research ancient Egypt, and she's going to become a scientist. So how are we going to turn this into some actual writing? Well, I will show you to start with how I've done that for the opening. So I said I wanted it to get quite quickly into the action and that she's going to be creeping into that tomb. So I've thought about when is my story going to start. So if she's trying to break into somewhere, it needs to be at night when there's not many people around. So I've put the start of my story as dawn was breaking. So that means it's dark and it's just before the sun comes up in the morning. So I think that's when there'd be the least amount of people around. So as dawn was breaking, Sammy was hiding in the sand like a snake. She was waiting for the guard duty to swap. That would give her the opportunity she needed to sneak in. So that's when my story started, and it says what she's doing and why she's doing it. So what she's doing, she's hiding in the sand, and why? Because she wants to sneak in. But I haven't told my readers where she's trying to sneak into yet. So I'm going to go and write another paragraph now to show my reader what she's trying to sneak into. Sammy had been planning for months to sneak through the Valley of the Kings and into the newly discovered tomb. If it was anything like the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb, it would be full of gold. So that's telling us what she's trying to sneak into, the newly discovered tomb. And it's also telling us why she's trying to do that. She's doing it because she thinks it will be full of gold. So that sets my story up. So we know when it is, we know what she's doing, why she's doing it. So we've answered those questions for the reader, because the reader doesn't know my plan, doesn't know what's going on in my head, so we've got to give them some of those answers. So I'm going to try and get to some action now. It was finally time. She took her chance and ran down into the valley and straight to the tomb door. And I wanted to make it a bit more exciting, so I've written that the tomb door, it was locked, because that is a problem she's going to have to overcome. And in stories there are lots of different problems, and the character in it needs to try and find ways to overcome that. So it was finally time. She took her chance and ran down into the valley and straight to the tomb door. It was locked. She had to work fast to open it or she would be caught. And telling the reader that if she didn't work fast she would be caught, it's building up the excitement because she's in a risky situation. So let's do the next paragraph now. Finally, oh, we put it was finally time in the paragraph before, so I probably want to use something a bit different. At last, she was inside. So when you first break into a tomb, what would it be like? I think it would be quite dark because it's the middle of the night. She's not brought a light with her. It was pitch black. So instead of just saying it was dark, it was pitch black, and Sammy could not see a thing. So what is she going to do so that she can see? Oh, she fumbled around in her bag for a torch. She flicked on the light and saw, what did she see? Ooh, well, we've said the problem is there are lots of traps, so I don't think she's going to be at the room with lots of gold in it yet. So she flicked on the light and saw a long corridor descending into the darkness. Oh, descending into the darkness. This is why it's good to proofread your work. Into the darkness. Okay, so what's going to happen next? Slowly and carefully, Sammy started to walk, but walk's not a very good word. Slowly and carefully, Sammy started to creep down the corridor, looking for any what is she looking for? She's looking for gold, but where would the gold be? In the chambers, the different burial chambers, looking for any clues that would show her where to find the chambers full of gold. Okay, so we've told the reader what she's doing, so now we want to build up that tension again. We want there to be a problem. Slowly and carefully. So we want the start of a sentence that builds up the panic, don't we? Oh, suddenly, Sammy heard a sound. Ooh. A loud crashing coming from behind her. I'm going to make it a boulder rolling down is going to be the trap. A loud crashing coming from behind her. The noise kept getting louder and louder until, kept is with a capital, not a capital, a kicking cat instead of a curly cat. A loud crashing from behind her. The noise kept getting louder and louder until she saw a boulder. I'm going to put it. We've not told the reader what it is yet, so the reader's still wondering, what could it be? Suddenly, Sammy heard a sound, a loud crashing coming from behind her. The noise kept getting louder and louder until she saw it. A rolling boulder. It would crush her if she didn't. It would crush her if she, how could I word this? The noise kept getting louder and louder until she saw it. A rolling boulder. It would crush her if she didn't move soon. So what I've done in my story so far is I've looked at my plan. I've thought of ideas, and if I didn't like that idea, I went back and changed it. And that's what you do. Read your sentences back to yourself like I've been doing when I've been writing this story, and think about what you've written. Do you want to change it? Do you like what you've written? What could you change it to? Because, as I've said before, sometimes your first thought isn't your best thought. Sometimes you want to read that sentence again just to check it and see if you're happy with it or if you want to change it. Okay? So I'm going to upload the start of my story so you can read it if you need any ideas. I'm going to upload my plan as well in case you don't have a plan from yesterday or you're not happy with your plan. That's okay, you can use mine. And I want you to have a go now at using your plan or this plan here and trying to turn that into your first draft. So your first go at writing a story. And then tomorrow we'll have a go at editing it and just making sure we're happy with it and making any improvements we want to. Okay? I am looking forward to reading your first draft. So I've seen some brilliant plans so far. They look really exciting. Have a good day. Bye.